Sit with this discomfort for a moment, because what you are about to hear is not motivational. It is not inspirational. It is not polite. It is a mirror. And most traders hate mirrors. Greed is not loud in trading. It doesn't scream. It whispers. Soft, logical, convincing. It sounds like just one more trade. It sounds like I'll close it after a little more. It sounds like this move is different. Greed never introduces itself as greed. It comes dressed as confidence, as ambition, as intelligence, as I deserve more. And that is why it kills accounts so efficiently. You didn't blow your account because the market was unfair. You didn't lose because your strategy failed. You didn't get wiped out because of manipulation, brokers, news, or bad luck. You lost because at some point, you wanted more than what the market was willing to give. And instead of respecting that boundary, you crossed it. Every trader knows greed is bad, but knowing something and feeling it in your bones are two very different things. Let's strip greed naked. Greed is not about money. If it were, rich traders wouldn't blow accounts. Greed is about emotional hunger. Hunger for validation, hunger for escape, hunger to feel superior, hunger to feel right, hunger to feel powerful. Most traders don't want profits. They want relief. Relief from being broke. Relief from being ignored. Relief from feeling behind in life. Relief from watching others succeed while they stay stuck. Trading becomes the fantasy solution, the shortcut, the final door. And greed is born the moment you believe trading owes you something. You sit in front of the chart not as a risk manager, but as a desperate negotiator. Just give me this one move. Just let this trade work. Just let me catch this run. The market does not negotiate. It does not care. It does not listen. But greed convinces you that this time, it will. Greed shows up strongest after a win. That's the part nobody warns you about. Losses hurt, yes, but wins intoxicate. You feel sharp, focused, aligned, like you've cracked the code. Your posture changes, your breathing changes, your thinking changes. You stop seeing probabilities. You start seeing destiny. And greed leans in and says, press it. Size up. You're in sync today. This is how traders give back weeks of profit in one afternoon. Not because they were stupid, but because they were high. A winning streak is the most dangerous drug in trading. Greed doesn't force you to overtrade. It seduces you into it. It tells you discipline is for later. That rules are flexible. That caution is weakness. You start taking trades you would have ignored yesterday. You widen stops. You skip confirmations. You chase candles. And when the market finally pushes back, you don't accept it. Because greed has already tied your identity to the outcome. Now it's not just a trade, it's you. Closing the trade feels like admitting defeat, so you hold and hope. Hope is greed's quiet partner. Hope is not optimism. Hope is refusal to accept reality. And greedy traders hope the hardest. They don't manage losses, they endure them. They don't take profits, they squeeze them. They don't trade the market, they fight it. Greed makes you allergic to small wins. A clean 1R feels insulting. A solid green day feels unfinished. You don't want consistency, you want impact. You want the screenshot trade, the story trade, the I told you so trade. And this is where greed turns ugly. You start measuring yourself against others. Social media traders, fake profits, edited results, highlight reels. Someone flips $500 to $5,000 and suddenly your steady progress feels like failure. Greed feeds on comparison. It says, you're behind, you're late, you need to catch up. So you force trades, you force size, you force outcomes, and the market punishes force, always. Greed also hides inside impatience. You want results now, you want consistency now, you want freedom now. So waiting feels unbearable. No trade days feel wasted. Flat days feel like insults. You forget that not losing is progress. Greed turns boredom into danger. It convinces you that being in a trade is better than being flat. So you trade when there's nothing there, and you call it experience. Greed also rewrites your memory. It makes you forget pain quickly. You remember the one massive win. You forget the 10 silent losses that came after. That one trade becomes your reference point, your fantasy benchmark, and every normal trade feels disappointing compared to it. So you chase that high again, and again, and again, until your account is empty and your confidence is shattered. Greed doesn't just destroy money, it corrodes character. You start lying to yourself, justifying mistakes, blaming conditions, avoiding journals, avoiding reflection. Because looking honestly at your behavior would force you to admit the truth. You were not unlucky. You were undisciplined. Greed hates structure. It hates rules because rules limit fantasy. A trading plan feels restrictive to a greedy mind. Risk management feels like missed opportunity. Taking profit feels like leaving money on the table. But that leftover money is imaginary. The losses are real. Greed convinces you that you can control outcomes if you just try harder. But the market rewards restraint, not effort. The most dangerous sentence in trading is, "I could have made more." That sentence has destroyed more accounts than bad strategies ever will, because it shifts your focus from execution to regret. And once regret enters, greed follows. The truth most traders never accept is this: you don't lose because you want too much money. You lose because you want too much emotion from the market. You want excitement, validation, escape, meaning. The market offers none of that. It offers probabilities, edges, time. Anything more than that, you are projecting, and greed grows in that projection. The disciplined trader feels boring most days. The greedy trader feels alive right before disaster. Greed thrives when your life is empty outside trading. If trading is your only hope, your only plan, your only identity, you will suffocate it with expectation. Pressure creates greed. Greed creates mistakes. Mistakes create losses. This cycle repeats until either your account dies or your ego breaks. And here's the part nobody likes to hear. Greed doesn't disappear when you become profitable. It evolves. Bigger account, bigger size, bigger mistakes. If you don't kill greed early, it will scale with you. The market doesn't need you to be smart. It needs you to be controlled. And control is the opposite of greed. Control is taking the trade and walking away. Control is stopping after a win. Control is accepting that today offers nothing. Control feels unsatisfying to the ego, but it is oxygen to the account. Greed wants intensity. Professionals want longevity. Every great trader you admire learned this lesson the hard way. Through blown accounts, through humiliation, through silence. They didn't become disciplined because it felt good. They became disciplined because greed hurt enough. If this makes you uncomfortable, good. That discomfort is awareness. Greed survives in denial. It dies in honesty. The market will never give you enough. No amount will satisfy greed. So the only solution is not more money. It is less hunger. Trade to execute, not to prove. Trade to survive, not to impress. Trade to last, not to feel alive. Because greed doesn't end your trading journey dramatically. It ends it quietly. One oversized trade, one ignored stop, one just this once decision, and suddenly you're back where you started, or worse. And the market moves on without even noticing you were gone. Greed doesn't disappear after you hear a warning. It adapts. It waits. It hides in patience. It hides in discipline. It hides in confidence. And then when you finally think you've mastered yourself, it comes back wearing a smarter face. The most dangerous traders are not beginners. They are traders who think they have outgrown greed, because beginners fear losing money. Experienced traders fear losing status. At first, greed wants survival. Later, it wants reputation. You no longer trade to make money. You trade to protect an image. The image of consistency. The image of skill. The image of being one of the good ones. Now every loss feels personal, not financially, socially. You start hiding bad days, deleting screenshots, avoiding journals, because greed has upgraded. It now wants to protect your ego more than your account. This is how discipline collapses silently. You stop following rules when nobody's watching. You cheat on your plan in small ways. You tell yourself it's flexibility, But flexibility without structure is just greed with excuses. Greed also hides inside ambition. Ambition sounds noble, healthy, driven, but ambition becomes greed the moment your self-worth depends on your results. Now, a red day is not just a bad day, it is a bad you. So you force yourself to recover emotionally through trading. You revenge trade without calling it revenge. You call it getting back on track. You size up not because the setup is better, but because your mood is worse. Greed turns emotions into position size. The market does not care how you feel, but greedy traders expect it to compensate them for pain. They believe suffering earns reward. It does not. The market only pays execution, nothing else. Greed also distorts time. You stop thinking in years. You think in weeks, days, sometimes hours. You want progress visible now, so you abandon long-term consistency for short-term intensity. You trade too much. You measure too often. You judge yourself too quickly, and impatience slowly erodes your edge. Most blown accounts are not caused by one big mistake. They are caused by thousands of small, greedy decisions. One extra trade, one skipped stop, one late entry, one widened target. Small leaks until the boat sinks. Greed also attacks when things are going well in life. You get close to a milestone, a payout, a personal record, and suddenly you feel the urge to accelerate, to finish strong, to end the month big, to lock this in faster. This is when traders self-destruct the hardest, because the finish line creates pressure, and pressure awakens greed. You stop trading the chart, you trade the calendar. You trade your goals, your bills, your deadlines. And when you mix life pressure with market uncertainty, discipline dies. Greed also corrupts risk perception. At first, a 1% risk feels heavy, serious. Later, it feels small, harmless. You normalize danger. And normalization is the beginning of collapse. Because once risk feels boring, you increase it. Not because you should, but because you need stimulation. Greed is addicted to intensity. Quiet consistency feels empty to it. This is why many profitable traders still blow accounts. They don't lose their edge. They lose their self-control. They get tired of being patient, tired of being careful, tired of being small. They want to feel powerful again, so they gamble, not with ignorance, with experience. And that is far more lethal. Greed also manipulates memory in a dangerous way. It magnifies wins, minimizes losses. You remember the one time you held and it worked. You forget the 10 times it didn't. So you build false confidence on selective memory. And that false confidence becomes permission. Permission to break rules, permission to oversize, permission to improvise. Greed loves the phrase, "I've seen this before." Because familiarity creates carelessness. Carelessness creates exposure. Exposure creates disaster. Greed also feeds on loneliness. Trading is isolated. No boss, no colleagues, no supervision. Just you and your impulses. And in isolation, self-control weakens. There is nobody to stop you, nobody to judge you, nobody to protect you from yourself. So you become your own enemy. Greed thrives in freedom. This is why the best traders build artificial constraints. Daily loss limits, trade limits, time limits, not because they are weak, because they understand something greedy traders never do. Freedom without limits destroys discipline. Greed also hides inside the desire to be exceptional. You don't want to be average. You don't want slow growth. You don't want normal returns. You want to be special, different, above. And this desire pushes you to take risks you cannot afford, not financially, psychologically. You put pressure on every trade to prove something, to yourself, to others, to the world. And the market punishes people who try to prove things. The market only rewards those who execute boringly well. Greed also makes you disrespect time. You underestimate how long mastery takes. So you rush, you skip phases, you skip journaling, you skip review, you skip rest. Because you are not building a career, you are chasing an escape. And escapes are powered by greed. Here is the brutal truth. Most traders are not greedy for money. They are greedy for a different life. They hate their current reality. their job, their income, their status, their limitations. So they use trading as a weapon against their own life. And when trading doesn't deliver fast enough, they force it. And forcing the market is financial suicide. The market will not save you from your life. It will expose it. Every insecurity, every impatience, every addiction. Trading does not create greed, it reveals it. If you are impulsive in life, you will be impulsive in trading. If you seek shortcuts in life, you will seek them in trading. If you avoid discipline in life, you will avoid it on the chart. Greed is not a trading problem. It is a character problem. And strategies cannot fix character. Indicators cannot fix hunger. Mentors cannot fix identity. Only brutal self-honesty can. You must ask yourself a question most traders avoid. What am I really trying to get from trading? Money or escape? Freedom or validation? Success or self-worth? Because whatever you are secretly chasing, greed will use it against you. The moment trading becomes your emotional provider, you are finished. The market is a terrible therapist. It will not comfort you. It will not encourage you. It will not heal you. It will only test your weakest traits over and over and over. Greed never leaves completely. It must be managed, not eliminated. Like fire. Controlled, it warms you. Uncontrolled, it burns everything. The professional trader does not trust himself. He builds systems to protect himself from himself. The amateur believes he is strong enough, and that belief is what destroys him. If you want to survive long-term, you must accept this. You are not fighting the market. You are fighting your own hunger. Every day, every trade, every decision. And the trader who finally wins is not the smartest. It is the one who learned how to say, enough. When greed says more,